every single thought that you think and the words that you say out loud are affecting your reality. And it's either helping you with your business, with your life, or it is secretly sabotaging it. So in this video, I want to cover a very deep and important topic. This is what I call the linguistic alchemy. So let me explain. The reality that you see, so everything that you see and everything that you are experiencing, it is not material. The universe, everything that you see, it is mental. Because even on a fundamental level, if you look at atoms, at objects, at things, atoms is like 99.99999 whatever percent. It's like, it's emptiness, it's nothing, it's pure energy, it's pure potential. So if we take this and we apply this right now, we can understand that every single word has a very specific vibration. And unfortunately, a lot of entrepreneurs are using the words that are creating a mental prison. So in this video, I want to give you the keys to, number one, understanding this, and number two, just reframing everything in your mind so you can start using different words which are more positive, so that you can achieve the goals in your business and in your life, whatever that goal is, like scale your company, scale your business, whatever, right? So let's start with the thing number one. And this is gonna be a tough pill to swallow. Most of you bitches, you have a mental prison. You don't have a business. You built a mental prison, right? And the cell, the prison cell, consists of the words that you are using on a day-to-day without even thinking. And I'm gonna elaborate on that just in a second, right? So I could say this is psychology, like linguistics, but I'm gonna say like this: psychology is bullshit, because psychology is like is this like a low-level spirituality. Like psychology is like trying to measure the infinite consciousness with a ruler, with this like limited human ego mind, right? So what we want to focus on, what I want to focus on in this video is spirituality, because everything that you see is spiritual. So let's get into it. So number one, let's think about some of the words that pretty much everyone is using. So the word work, this is number one. The word discipline, this is another one. What else? The word I need, must, should, have to. So for me, these are disgusting words that I am not using ever in my life. I have such a privilege because I've decided like I'm not using that in my life, and it's just not going to exist in my life anymore. But most entrepreneurs, you're not even thinking. So every single word out of this list, it is just secretly lowering the vibration of your life and of your business. Think about this. Do you ever think about where do these words come from? So these words, they come from the Prussian, excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, but the Prussian school system, which was designed to not help you, help you create something in life. It was focused on creating slaves, workers, right? So when I think about the word work, for me it's just like it's strictly negative, right? Discipline is like another one. Like work discipline, for me it feels like, and it implies that I am doing something that I don't like doing in the first place. So think about this. When you are describing your business, when you are thinking of your business, when you're thinking of your life, are you using these words? And I'm pretty sure you are. And this is pretty fucked up, my friend. Because again, as I said, these words are secretly sabotaging your life and your business. So why do entrepreneurs keep using these words? So you are using the words like work, discipline, need, must, should to build freedom, when in reality all you're doing, it's like it's not freedom. Again, it's just a mental prison. You can never build or create freedom by using the words that were designed to create slaves. And this is something to think about, right? Now, I want to offer you something different. So instead of the word, let's say, work, how about we just replace it with something like play. Oh my god, let's do like this. So instead of working on your business, I am playing inside my business, right? So think about this. This is going to be a good example. Imagine something that you love doing in your life. That could be like anything, like your hobby, whatever that is, right? Do you have to be disciplined to do the things that you like? No. And that's the thing. And this is like the most fucked up thing that I'm realizing. Like, so many people are preaching it's like this badge of honor, like I'm a hardworking entrepreneur, I'm a hardworking like whatever, right? But for me, it's just like, that's the language of a slave. I am never working. Even like me making this video, I'm just playing. Like, this is fun, right? Same thing with the discipline. Discipline just implies that I'm forcing myself to do something that I don't want, right? So you're not working, you are playing, or like you are expressing your will, you are expressing your desire to create. Again, another one which I really like, maybe that could be something like I create. This is another one, like this is a cool one. This is something that it sounds like inspiration, like I'm creating, I am playing. Really big difference, really big difference. So you are not, let's say, a worker, you are a co-creator. Maybe if you're hearing this for the first time, it may sound like a little bit silly, right? I'm kind of used to these words, to this kind of language, but like, trust me, my friend, it's gonna affect your life, and your life will be so much more fun if you stop using these words, because this is something that people don't think about. This is something that people don't realize. It's like programming, right? It's social, like upbringing, conditioning. Like, how fucked up is this, that most people are not even questioning the beliefs and the reality overall. You just accept the rules that, like, of the game that someone has created. Right? Did you sign an agreement for that? Probably not. You just accepted it. So you became like a little bitch to like inside someone else's game, right? Like you're a slave inside like this game, right? So this is something to think about. So I inspire you to replace all these words with something more inspirational. So number one, what we can do like this. The words need, must, should, and have, I just replace this with I want. And that's it. I either want to do something or I don't want to do something. Because when you use the words like need, must, should, and have, it implies that there's something outside of you that is controlling you. So you're not like this, like an individual who decides. You are someone who is being controlled. Like, I must work in my business. Like, I need to do more videos for my content. I need to do more videos to, get more clients for my business, and so on and so on, right? That's not very cool. That's not very cool, okay? So let's replace that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, if the reality is mental, the words that you use, it's like the code to this reality, right? If you're like coding something like software, right? Every single thought that you have is going to be affecting. It's going to be affecting your reality, your life, and so on. So I just really stand for words like inspiration. This is number one. Desire. So I want to do something. I enjoy, right? A lot of people just glorify or like working hard, doing like push through the pain, push through the discomfort. Like this is like a fucking slave mentality. Think about this. If you're forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do, like you're just a fucking slave. That's harsh, that's pretty dark, but that's just the way it is. And that's what I started realizing. And this is why I am, never using these words again. So think about this. Let's go and do another one. When I say the word need, I feel uncomfortable sensation in my stomach. It's like, I need. Like, who the fuck said that I need to do something? Think about this. Who the fuck said that I need to do something? There's no one outside and no one besides yourself who is deciding whether you should, you must, you need to do something. This is fucking toxic. I absolutely despise and hate this kind of language. It's just not inspiring. It doesn't feel good, right? But still, so many people are using it. So again, instead of using the word need, how about we just replace that with, again, something like inspiration, desire, I enjoy. Like, you see, when you use the words like inspiration, desire, I enjoy, I want to do something, it's expanding my state of consciousness. It's like, feel like, okay, I'm expanding, I'm actually creating something. So no one is pushing me. So that's a big of a difference, right? Now, let's talk about another one. So this is the point number 3, the word, again, let's go back to the discipline, right? So I want to talk about this one. Discipline is like a crutch for someone who doesn't have the fire inside, who doesn't have inspiration to do things that they want, right? Discipline is like it's like forcing a dead horse to move, basically. And most of you are like, on a subconscious level, I am pretty sure, I can guarantee that you feel like, discipline doesn't really feel that good. Show me one person in this reality who likes to be disciplined. This person is either like just lying to themselves, or they are just like a high level retard. That's it. I'm not disciplined. And I never was disciplined. Maybe like I was playing this game of, doing more content, working hard on my business, and so on, right? So the whole business industry, like it's really built around this illusion, like high performance, discipline, working hard, or doing the pushing is like, let me put it this way. Pushing through your feelings and through your emotions, even if you don't feel like it. Think about how fucked up this thing sounds. Do hard things, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't want. Now let me ask you, are you a fucking slave? Are you a fucking robot? Are you a fucking prisoner? Or like, why would you ever do this? If you are an individual with free will, why are you forcing yourself to do things that you don't want? And then again, like it's something that has plagued the business industry. There's so much garbage, there's so much nonsense when it comes to, building businesses, scaling businesses. Think about, okay, I'm gonna give you a pretty provocative point here. Like there's so many people who are mentally masturbating to like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like, or just, think of a big name of like high level entrepreneur. But for me, like Elon Musk is just like a high level bot. You know why? Because he doesn't have control over his life. Yes, he is the wealthiest person on the planet. But what's the point of that wealth if you don't belong to yourself? if you can't do things that you want to, how many of you can say like, fuck it, I'm gonna do nothing today because I don't feel like it? Most of you can't. Now, you might be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, right? I'm just making fun of this, right? You might be financially like in a very good position. You might be successful. You might have all the attributes of success, but you might be fucking dead inside because you don't have big enough balls to do the things that you want. And then again, it comes down to the linguistics, the words that you use, how you think about your life, about your business, and so on and so on. So what's the point of being like this high-performing individual, high-performing business entrepreneur, right, whatever, when you don't belong to yourself? You don't need discipline. In fact, you need nothing. All that is required for you to, achieve the things that you want, like get to where you want to be in your life, it's not discipline, it's inspiration, it's obsession. But obsession not with like this, not with results, obsession with passion, right? So what I mean here is obsession with enjoying the process. To me, like, obsession is still like, it's not gonna say that I am like a big fan of this word, but I just have this in my script here. Think about this. This is actually a good example that I have here. So if you think about kids when they are building sandcastles, are they trying to be disciplined? Are they trying to be productive, or are they just playing for fun? Kids are like way more free than adults are, especially high performing, high level entrepreneurs. You live in a mental prison inside your business, and you might not even realize this. And this is something to think about, right? Okay, what else do we have here inside my script? Yeah, actually, we don't have that much left. Even like I want you to look at the way that I'm speaking, at the way that I am making this video, right? I'm not gonna cut out like a single thing because, number one, I don't give a fuck. I don't need to prove my worth with perfect editing. I don't need to prove my worth with discipline or like making things perfect. Like, I'm looking at my screen. I have a snake on my table like right now, like literally, right? Because that's fun. Okay, have a look at this, right? I have my little snake. Oh, I don't know if you can see it well, but okay, here we go. And that's fun. How many of you are doing business purely for fun, right? You are doing business from the point of, there's like discipline or forcing yourself, like obligation, like I need, I must, and so on, right? The next point that I want to talk about is the business plan and deadlines. Think about this. As I said earlier in this video, this reality is mental. It's God's consciousness, like the spirit, infinite intelligence, whatever is the term that you like the most. Just use that, right? I'm just gonna call this God for the sake of simplicity, right? So when we are talking about like plans and deadlines, it's like you are trying to measure the infinite intelligence, the God with a ruler. Like all these rigid deadlines, all these rigid plans, it's a fucking human ego way to control things. What if I told you that the less you control, the more that you get things, the more and the easier you're gonna get the things that you want. Whether that's, again, scaling your business, changing something about your life, like whatever, right? Insert the thing that you want. Another thing which I used to do, like for myself, it's forcing myself to do things when I didn't feel like it, right? So what I mean is sometimes you're gonna be in the state where, let's say you have some sort of a plan for yourself. So you created like a deadline. Oh, you think like, I need to make this today. So number one, you are creating pressure for yourself because like you are forcing it because like I need. But there's nothing that you need to do. And the more that you force yourself to do something against your will, it's like applying spiritual and mental violence against yourself. Think about this. You are, it's violence against your will. It's violence against your spirit. Like, you are just trying way too hard. You're trying way too hard in your business. You're trying way too hard in your life. And this is actually the previous video that I made. You can check it out on my channel. And things like, we don't have any time. We need to do this faster. It's like, again, it's just this human ego way. The human. Fuck. How should I say this? It's like the human ego way to control things, sort of. Right? You want to manipulate the reality. You think if you're going to be more effective, you think if you do more things, you think if you force yourself, then, well, you're going to prove your worth to yourself or prove your worth to the reality, right? But it's not required. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. It's not about this. Business is not about forcing. Business isn't about discipline. And anyone who thinks that business is about discipline, forcing it, doing faster, taking massive action, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I despise you. Right? And there's probably no one on YouTube who's talking like this, because I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna make fun of this whole like online business industry because it's like there's so many bots, there's so much garbage out there that, well, number one, I'm not, the way that I see my business, I'm not a part of this bullshit industry. And when you start playing the game, rules don't apply, right? So I think that's kind of it. That's kind of it. What I wanted to say. A couple of final points, just to give you some sort of like a framework or the way to think about this. So let's use let's replace all the classic business vocabulary with something way more spiritual. So when we are talking about work, let's replace this with it's a game or creativity. Like, I am creating, like it's arts, it's a game, right? This is number one. A problem you could replace, we don't have a problem inside the business. You have a quest, right? Like a task. Like, even the task is a little bit toxic to me. Like, let's replace that with a quest, right? Quest is something like fun. Like, I instantly think about like a game, like a role-playing game, or like whatever is the game that you like. Spending time, I would replace that with investing my attention. I must, I need. Replace this toxic shit with I am choosing to do this thing, or I am inspired to do this thing, or I want to do this thing, and so on and so on. And that's pretty much it for this video. Your business doesn't have to obey or like follow all the bullshit rules that you probably picked up when you were a kid if you're like a little bit older, right? Doesn't have to be this way. It's just outdated. It's time to start thinking about business as a passion, as an art project, because most of you are probably not even building your businesses as your passion project, right? Probably your business is not something that you're like super passionate about. And that's a fucked up thing as well, right? We're not gonna go too deep into this video, but again, like the final thing that I want to say, like, you see, like, I'm not trying in this video. It's raw. Like, I'm not even gonna cut anything out. Do you know how many people who are doing this? Everyone is like trying to be perfect, or like trying to, get more views, get more clicks, get more sales, get more clients. But the more you try, like, the more that you repel. Like, I'm not trying, I'm just being. And when you are being, when you are inspired, this is when things start coming to you, right? So that's pretty much it for this video. And if this message has resonated and you want to learn how to actually build a real business from this perspective that I just, shared with you in this video, if you want to build business from like passion, inspiration, you want to have fun, I'll see you in the spirit circle, my friend. The link is in the description.